Welcome to the Something Random podcast, where sometimes we talk about movies, sometimes we talk about TV, but we always talk about something random. I am your host with the most annoying voice on the planet, Charles Kelly.
Oh, we're not doing middle names this week, I guess. So
No.
I am your co-host, Michael Macbeth, just like the play.
And I am your other co-host, Joel Adam Chavez. Sorry, guys, I used my middle name.
You know what?
Me.
I've actually been thinking lately about actually using my middle name in general, because Charles Joseph Kelly is such a powerful name.
Do it. It makes you more interesting.
And with the fact that my name is Charlie Kelly, I think I need to separate myself a little bit.
I mean, well, and think of all the very distinctive people that we know them all that way. You know, you've got Robert Downey Jr., you've got Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Cher. No, wait, that's shit. That's the opposite way. Sorry, guys. Beyonce. No, shit. Oh, man. By next week, I will decide if I'm going to be Charles Kelly or Charles Joseph Kelly. It's already been decided. Charles Joseph Kelly is here on out. So guys, what have you been watching this week? What has been going on?
What have I been watching? Not much. I don't have much to contribute here. I have been rewatching Archer.
Which is a great show.
Oh, it is. It is. I love H. John Benjamin, just his voice, and I've been working on that quite a bit, you know.
All right, give us an H. John Benjamin.
Yeah, I mean, you better call Kenny Loggins, because, you know, you're in the danger zone.
That's pretty solid.
Michael, that was fantastic.
Thank you very much. I'm going to hate it when I hear it recorded.
No, I think it was good. I went to see Despicable Me 3, which was delightful.
It was?
It was. I got to tell you.
I've heard nothing but kind of negative reviews.
Well, let me tell you. I didn't see 1 or 2. And so I went in to see 3 pretty blind, but I enjoyed it. And the other thing I was watching at home is I'm rewatching The State, which if you are a Wet Hot American Summer or a Reno 911 fan, you would love this show. It was the first thing they did on MTV. That most of this cast, we got Michael Ian Black, Michael Showalter, Ken Marino, Joe Latrulio, Ben Grant, all those guys, Kevin Allison, Thomas Lennon, Carrie Kenny, they're all in The State. It was one of the first things they did, and this show is hilarious. And I have it on DVD. I have the whole series on DVD.
So,
I threw it in to watch this week, and I couldn't stop.
So what is the show actually about? Like, when you pitched the show to me, I thought it was really interesting that it was pretty much that cast that I absolutely love, but I've never heard about the show before. Is it like a sketch show? Or?
Yeah, it's a sketch comedy show, and they're all heavy on improv. So they do about half of the sketches in front of a live audience, and half of them are like recorded kind of deal, pre-recorded. But everything's hilarious. Love the show. If you don't know The State and you love Reno 911 or Wet Hot American Summer or anything with those people in it, you will enjoy it.
Awesome.
The State on MTV. That's what it was called.
Oh, you're gonna have to let me borrow that DVD. That
I surely will.
So rad.
Yeah.
So for me, I've been watching. Trying to finish up The Ozark. So The Ozark is season 6 of Breaking Bad remade, and I don't know how I feel about the show. They're so far into this story, and I just don't know where they're going to go from here. How I see that it could go, potentially, is kind of Breaking Bad in reverse and have it be more of a redemption story, which is kind of intriguing for me, but if they kind of really push these characters further past the point that where they're at, it's not going to be interesting for me. So I did that, and I also saw Big Sick, which is Kumail Nanjiani's new movie, and it's absolutely hilarious, and Ray Romano is wonderful, and everybody in the cast is great.
Will you tell the Ray Romano joke?
Oh no, you have to watch the movie. I'm not gonna tell the joke because my Ray Romano is terrible. I try to do the okay, I'll do the voice really quick. My terrible Ray Romano impression. Hey kids, Dad, Kids, see, it's not good
There's a
anymore.
little Christopher Walken in
It's-
there. I
okay,
think.
so we could do a Christopher Walken, and we can talk about I could do a joke in a Christopher Walken voice, but it's not.
And this is when he starts slipping into his Jerry Seinfeld.
What's the deal with jokes on television?
Why do people listen to podcasts?
What's the deal with podcasts? I mean, it's not radio. You're not listening to it on the radio. What's the deal with podcasts?
Ray Romano, you got to combine. It's actually almost a combination
Right.
of Christopher Walken and Kermit the Frog.
All right, do it.
I got a call, and I answered the phone over here. That's not very good. But
It's not bad.
That's not
though.
too bad. See, one thing that we do need to make sure that we don't do with this podcast is make it the voices that we can do podcast. Because if it turns into every week me doing Christopher Walken terribly, it's not gonna be.
No,
good.
I think that was a
Good
one-time
audio.
bit, and we're done for good now.
well, I'll
Thank
never run
you.
out of
Again.
material
Thank
with that. Yeah, I'll impersonate
Christ.
people, but only when you ask me.
So, guys, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
Ooh, I have an answer for you.
Ooh, you do have an answer for me, huh? So the question comes from Stefan on Facebook. Thank you, Stefan.
Hey, thanks, Steph.
My man, Stefan.
Yeah, friend of the pod. And he asks, congratulations, you get to hang out with any celebrity live today. But here's the catch.
Awesome.
Whatever activity you do has to rhyme with their name. What do you pick? Salsa dancing with Scarlett Johansson? Driving tanks with Tyra Banks? Does anybody have? I've got a good one.
All right,
Okay.
It's not that good, and it's probably a little bit too soon for this one. Drinking beers and belchin' with Anton Yelchin.
Oh, my.
Not bad, not bad.
Rafting Rivers with Robin Quivers.
Okay,
Burning Rubber with Donald Glover.
that is a good one.
That's great. That's great.
Just go drag racing, I guess.
I couldn't think if I should think of something I enjoy or a
You
celebrity I
got to
enjoy.
start with the celebrity.
You gotta start
and
with the
then
celebrity.
come up with an activity.
Okay.
Yeah. Getting my silly on with Nathan Fillion.
Oh, that's so good. That is a really good one. All right.
Running through the sprinkler with Henry Winkler. Hey. I jumped the shark. Sorry.
Jumping across the lake on a ferry with Jim Carrey.
Or you could have gone Matthew Perry, too.
Matthew Perry and Jim Carrey.
All right.
Oh, that sounds like a good,
That'd be a fun
a
crowd.
fun crowd. Yeah. Hey, Michael, do you have a question for me?
Yes, I have a question for you, Charles.
Ooh, what's that question, Michael?
Well, this question comes from Crystal. Thanks, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal.
If you could only decorate your house and wear clothes from one movie or TV series, what would it be?
This is a good one.
Siri can't help you.
I don't know why that
Hey,
happened.
hey
but-
Siri.
No.
Hey, Siri, tell me my preferences, please.
I don't know why that happened.
So I've got an answer
Yes,
really quick.
please.
My answer is I love like that classic Victorian kind of look. I would choose something like Downton Abbey. I would
Oh, okay.
love to just force people to wear Victorian dresses inside my house. But it would have to be the house that I live in right now, so that they have to like walk into my house in big poofy dresses through my really tiny front door. It'd be wonderful and very kind of
That would be
awkward.
entertaining.
This is a toughie for me because there's so many, but at the risk of being made fun of, I got to tell you, I really enjoy 70s decor, and I could go for either a Brady Bunch house, Three's Company house, something like that. The clothes, not so much. If I wanted to get on the creepy side, I'd go, more horror. I've always wanted to design a bathroom in my house to look like the bathroom from Psycho and have some red paint in the shower and that kind of thing. I always thought that would
Right.
be a cool design. Seriously, that's something I've thought about. So that tells you what kind of person I am. But yeah, that's what I got.
That's great. I love, Charles, that you went with the style you want first, and then you applied the show to that. that was cool. I have like sectioned off parts of my life that are themed differently. So my bathroom is already fully Doctor Who'd up. It's got a TARDIS shower curtain.
TARDIS toilet, TARDIS.
Well, no, not a toilet. There's
TARDIS bidet, TARDIS.
No, and that was one thing I was very strict about, was everything cannot be TARDIS. It's got to be an overall like feel of the theme. And so, I have a sonic screwdriver in the toothbrush cup.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
No, it's based on an episode.
Okay.
Where the doctor was rooming with this guy and he grabbed the electric toothbrush instead of his sonic screwdriver to run out and save him. Because he was showering. Anyways, so a lot of different themed decals and concepts all around the bathroom. I wouldn't mind that taking over my whole life, but I also don't want to be constricted to one nerdism, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because I'm also very into Ninja Turtles. No, sorry, just one. Since I'm Mikey, I identify with Michelangelo. He's actually my spirit animal.
So if you were to dress your house in like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of a look, what would you like sewer it up?
Yes. Yeah, the entrance to the house would be a manhole cover.
So you would have to go down into your house. So
You
you would
would.
Literally be living in the sewer.
Yeah, no, I would dig
yeah.
an underground house.
Okay.
That'd be great. And then, the house itself could be under a domed roof that is a turtle shell, and pizza boxes stacked in like pillars holding up the
Right.
the structure. Yeah, I could get into that actually.
That would be.
So yeah, if I had to choose, it would be Ninja Turtles.
You should get a big fake rat too, and just like pose it in a chair or
My
something.
word.
I'm also like really turned on by Mad Max. So like the whole like BDSM sexy desert outfits. So if everybody had to wear those in my house and then spray their teeth chrome colored,
So
I would be.
why are you in like the theme of your house does not dictate all your guests, does it?
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
It can.
It can.
Guess.
If you can only wear clothes, so that means the clothes that are allowed into my house are this way. It's not like outside of the house. The clothes that are inside this house, anybody who comes over, they have to wear this. And this is why I don't have friends.
Or could you have like some spare costumes in the coat closet? Just so they could,
You could.
just so
So
you could be
you'd have to.
accommodating.
So
That's a
how
lot of
I-
work, though.
It is a lot of work, but it's worth it. Let's be real here, because you have to work for something that you truly enjoy. But yeah, I think so. You go through the front door. There's like you're already in like a separate room than before you enter the house that you can change in, that kind of stuff, and then you enter the wasteland that is the Mad Max house. Where there's sand everywhere, water is scarce, in the house. You pretty much have to drink your own pee when you come over to my place.
yeah, so would it be like Fury Road where there's like actual bodies of people hanging up on the walls that you would, if you needed a beverage, you would have to just like drain it out of a fake human being?
Exactly. You drain the blood from somebody, and then you get the water out from that, or you can just drink the blood if you're feeling fancy.
Wow.
Wow is right. This took a dark turn.
Jeepers creepers. I'm gonna cheat because I do have one more that I thought of. I don't know if any of you have ever watched Pushing Daisies.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, but they had actually watching this show. I thought if I had a house big enough with a lot of rooms, I would do different themed rooms, like a honey room, or a berry room, or a
Right.
that was unless you've seen the show, it's kind of hard to explain it. But
Would you also have the rule that you're not able to touch each other during sex?
that rule would not apply. No.
Okay.
It wouldn't be based on Pushing Daisies.
you wouldn't-
just the decoration.
Just the decoration, not the giant man condom.
yeah, like the honey room would have a honeycomb and bees everywhere.
that's
and that
that's
kind of
actually
thing.
kind of a cute
Yeah.
look.
So
I'd be down.
That's a great question.
that was a good question.
I dig that one.
Thank you,
Crystal.
Mhm.
Joel, I think you have something for us.
I do. I wanted to know if you wanted to dive into 6 Degrees.
Ooh, yes, please.
I have a 6 Degrees for you this week, and I had a lot of fun putting it together.
Okay. Now, first off, we get to decide a movie for you, and you get to decide a movie for us. Correct?
That is correct. So when I give you your two actors to connect within 6 degrees, and you don't solve it within 5 minutes, you have to watch the horrible movie of my choice. If you do solve it, I have to watch the horrible movie of your choice.
Yep.
And we did make a new rule that it has to be on Netflix so we can make sure we can find it.
Yeah, we still have not watched Failure to Launch.
See, you guys lost, and I watched the movie. So, I mean, I guess you guys won in the end because it's not that bad. Like,
Joke's on you.
joke's on me. I mean, it's a boring rom-com, but it was okay. It wasn't as bad as we also found Scotty's movies from last week.
We did. If you were listening last week and you heard Scotty talking about the movie with the 90s female and the leading female and the crab, it was, I believe, Simply Irresistible.
Yeah, it was Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah Michelle Gellar and Simply Irresistible with the plastic crab.
We thought he was just like on some like serious coke.
I kind of thought he was making it up, and then I looked it up as hard as I could on Google and found it.
We found it, yeah.
How hard do you have to look something up?
You know, honestly, Joel had a really hard time, and then I
Damn
said,
hard.
look up romantic comedy, crab, funny, 90s.
No. It was romantic comedy crab. That was it.
Ooh.
That was all I typed in. I didn't think to put romantic comedy.
All right, so what is? Do you want to say our? No. Let's do the two actors, and then we say the
Okay.
movies after. So the rules of the 6 degree separation, and we've kind of updated these a little bit. Is you have to know the name of the actor, the actors in the movie. You have to know the name of the movie. You can use television, but here's the rule with that: is they have to be in the same episode.
Oh. Okay.
So you can't use like a guest star and then another guest star. Do you guys want to use directors? Do you guys feel like directors would be a good?
Honestly, I think we should stick to actors.
I think
Okay,
so.
let's stick to actors.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a separate page in IMDb, so it should be separate.
Cool. Let's keep it separate.
Right, and I will tell you that I did stick to movies for
Okay.
you guys. I have two options for you.
Ooh.
Would you like option A or option B?
Can we know the options beforehand? Because I mean,
I will tell you they equal to one person, but I will give you one of two actors. Do you want to hear who they are?
Yes.
So you may choose between Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson.
As the second or the first?
Either one, as one of the bookends.
I'll do. Well, I think Heath
Ledger.
Ledger. Yeah.
Okay, I would like you to connect Heath Ledger to Joan Rivers.
Jesus Christ. I don't know anything that Joan Rivers is in.
Oh, you do. You do. You just have to think about it for a second.
No, I don't know anything that Joan Rivers is in. That's my song.
I bet I would know this one thing that you're probably thinking of, and
Can I? No, I'm not gonna. Okay.
I do have a clue for you.
Okay,
if you
please.
need it on the Joan Rivers end, I'm
Yes.
happy to do that.
Okay, please.
Okay. It's a Mel Brooks film.
What is the film? I gave you guys the name of the film before.
It's a Mel Brooks film set in space.
Oh yeah, okay, it's Spaceballs.
Oh,
Okay,
Spaceballs.
That's gonna be okay.
Okay.
So we got Joan Rivers and Spaceballs, right?
Joan
And
Rivers,
we're going
Spaceballs.
to Heath Ledger. Now let's get Heath Ledger back. Michael, who all was in Newsies with
Oh, I should
Chris-
set a
with
timer
Christian
for
Bale,
you.
actors wise?
actors wise, I do not know any of those actors
Robert
except for the guy who played Hearst. Robert, not Robert. Robert Redford? No. What?
No.
No, cut that.
All right.
Okay.
So let's start with Joan Rivers. Okay, Joan Rivers was in Spaceballs with
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis. Okay, so we can get Rick Moranis, right?
We've got Little Shop. We've got
We
Honey, I
got
Shrunk the
no.
Kids.
I think Brother Bear is a good one. We can go Brother Bear with Joaquin Phoenix,
But he doesn't do the animated. Joel doesn't do animated.
but that still counts.
You
as
can
a
go
film.
that way if you
We
want.
could go that way.
So
Okay.
so you can go like Joaquin Phoenix in that film,
Okay.
right? Joaquin Phoenix to that's really close. We've got to be super close. What
You may find another. You may find another path than I did.
Can we link Joaquin Phoenix and Christian Bale?
Joaquin Phoenix and Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Not in one step that I can think of.
What were movies that you remember Joaquin Phoenix in?
I remember Joaquin Phoenix in Walk the Line and Gladiator, basically.
And who was in Gladiator?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
I
got it. All right.
Go for it.
All right. Joan Rivers was in Spaceballs with Rick Moranis, right? Rick Moranis was in Brother Bear with Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix was in Gladiator with Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe was in Les Mis with Hugh Jackman, right?
With who else?
Well, I want to go Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman.
You can, but
Okay.
remember you're going to Heath Ledger.
I know. Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale were in The Prestige.
Okay.
Christian
Bale
Bale,
and Heath Ledger in
Batman.
Dark Knight.
So
Great. You went a different way than I did,
Cool.
which is great. You could have also said Russell Crowe was in Les Mis with Anne Hathaway, who was in Brokeback Mountain with Heath Ledger.
shit! Yeah, that's another good one.
That isn't the way I went, but I knew you would find another one because this was an easier one. I said the one I had in mind was Joan Rivers was in Spaceballs with Rick Moranis, who was in The Flintstones with
shit,
Halle
yeah.
Berry, who was in X-Men with Hugh Jackman,
That's a good one.
and
So then we
finishing
went
up
that way, yeah.
the Les Mis thing.
Heck
So,
yeah, that's a good one.
so you guys got it. You nailed it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a high five or fist bump? Oh, he just shook my fist. Is that a euphemism? Like, Michael, please shake my fist. Shake it. Anyways,
If you want, since you solved that one so quickly, you want to go for the Jack Nicholson.
ooh.
It's a little more
Double
difficult.
bonus challenge.
I mean, you do Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton in Batman, right? And still go the Batman route. You do Michael Keaton to Robert Downey Jr. in the new Spider-Man movie.
Oh.
Robert Downey Jr. to anybody in the Marvel universe to link to Christian Bale, and then we can go right there. I just can't think of it right now.
Anybody in the Marvel universe to link to Christian
Honestly, wasn't
Bale.
Christian Bale and Robert Downey Jr. were in a movie together?
Well, I'm talking about linking Jack Nicholson to Joan Rivers.
Oh,
I
to
would
Joan
go
Rivers?
still to the Flintstones, go to Rosie O'Donnell, A League of Their Own.
Oh shit! I was thinking
Gina Davis, Thelma and Louise, Susan Sarandon, Witches of Eastwick, and Jack Nicholson.
That's a good one.
So I
I'm
had
glad
fun
we
coming
didn't
up
choose
with that.
one though.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
what horrible movie is
Yeah,
Joel
I have an
watching?
awful movie to watch. now.
So this one's actually on Netflix. It's a Netflix original, starring our good friend of the podcast, Kevin James. It's an Adam Sandler, Kevin James movie called True Memoirs of an International Assassin.
Oh, goody.
And I want to read a quick thing about the movie. It's about Kevin James is a writer for books, and he gets kidnapped because they think he's an actual assassin. Kevin James, the assassin. So
That sounds tremendous.
oh, it's gonna be so wonderful. You're gonna have to talk about it the next.
Tell me
podcast.
the title again.
All right, it is called. You know what? I'll tell you after the podcast. Let's keep this going.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah, dude.
To kind of stack on top of that, if you had to choose a remake of a movie or a TV show that was better than the original, what would you go with? Anybody?
Oh, a movie. Okay, so now my choice is I don't know if it would be considered a reboot. I consider it a reboot, even though it's considered specifically a sequel. But I absolutely adore the reboot / sequel of Tron. The sequel of Tron
okay.
is a gorgeous film.
Minus the really awkward Jeff Bridges stuff.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I just love that art style. It's the same reason why, and I could say this one too, the Speed Racer film is a beautiful, beautiful movie. And I love just how it looks. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So those would be probably my two choices.
I'm not familiar with the Speed Racer film. Is it based off the cartoon?
Yeah, it's based off the cartoon.
You're kidding.
I really liked the 2007 remake of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I thought they did a fabulous job keeping the characters intact and making it make sense, and wonderful CGI.
I
Okay.
agree with that.
Okay.
It was not a bad film. I thought, like, coming into it, you hear created by the director of Transformers, Michael Bay, who ruined everything else.
This is not Michael Bay.
Yeah, it is. It's a Michael Bay film.
The first CGI one, not.
Oh yeah, it's the one. It's a Michael Bay film, dude. Looking this up right now.
All right, yeah. Pause.
So guess
Okay,
what?
While you're looking that
So
up.
here's the thing: if it is Michael Bay, you're watching the shitty movie too.
Oh man,
Okay, that's
Michael. Okay. While you're looking that up, I would have to say, as far as film, I would say Amityville Horror. The new
yeah, that
Amityville
one's
Horror,
really
with-
fantastic.
with Ryan Reynolds was pretty great, especially compared to the '70s version. I like the '70s version, but the new one's better. And as far as TV, it's not really a remake, but the Addams Family films, which are actually not based on the TV show, they're based on the comic. I love the Addams Family films. I love the TV show too, but the films are better for me.
So Michael's giving me a weird stanky ass look. Who directed
Oh boy.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
In 2007,
in 2007?
Kevin Monroe.
What?
Oh man.
It's not okay. Who?
Talking about this one.
Okay, the animated one. I was talking about the live action one. I apologize. I didn't watch that one.
So I guess you're watching that movie.
Yeah,
but he already
yeah.
watched it.
I have watched it. I
Joel.
will.
Like you're watching it again.
I will watch it again.
I can give
this
you my
week.
bad movie because I had a bad movie.
All right,
There you go.
what was your bad movie this
My
week?
bad movie was called, oh man, #horror. That's HORROR. #horror. It was 4 or 5 teenage girls at a slumber party who bully each other, which might sound like an interesting concept, but it's not as far as this film went. It's on Netflix. If you're bored, #horror. Check that one out.
This sounds like the horror version of Sharknado to me.
Oh no. Sharknado's way better than this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I've got a question for you.
All right.
Please.
Please get us out of this situation. This question comes from Alex on Facebook. Thank you, Alex.
Hey, thanks, Alex.
We talked about this before on our live show. If you guys don't know, before we record the podcast, we do a quick live show, mostly to get us into the groove of things, but we also want to talk to you guys and answer questions that we aren't necessarily able to answer on the podcast. This was one that we kind of glossed over a little bit, but I did want to kind of bring it up here. And that question is, what makes a bad movie? Why do some people enjoy bad movies? What do you guys think?
Woof. Well, as someone who has a very high tolerance for bad films, although I can tell when it's bad, I just still might enjoy it. Acting is a huge factor. Story also is a huge factor. But cinematography and music could kill a film before anything else.
Absolutely.
If you've got bad angles, bad music, and like even just bad overall sound quality, that could kill you.
Oh, bad sound quality is the first thing. If you can't hear what's going on, if it sounds like it's not recorded properly, that's the first thing that makes me go, "This movie's
What was
a piece
that?
of shit."
Yeah. Well,
So-
even if they're bad
Sorry,
actors, and you can't
hang
hear
on.
'em.
Your mic cut out there. Hey, do that again.
It's funny because Michael is the one recording, and he's like, "Haha, I'm joking about cutting out your mic." I'm the one who edits, Michael. I'm the one who edits. I completely agree with you. I also think just not taking the time that story needs to develop creates bad plots. A lot of corporations, movie production companies are actually run by marketing firms nowadays, and that's the people who got promoted in these companies. So being run by marketing companies, it's their job to make a buck. So if they can find something that is marketable and not necessarily good, they will put it out there. Even if it makes them $1, they've profited, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely. And I so agree with that, because you can sense when, even when it's not a central part of the plot, or when it's just somebody trying to earn points with a certain demographic, obviously when there are things that are meant specifically for kids, that's the exception in my mind. The fact that Disney has their own animation studio dedicated just to things like planes and the Tinkerbell movies and that sort of thing.
Right.
Like that's perfectly acceptable in my opinion, because kids are going to need entertainment. But when Pixar pulls that crap,
Cars 7. This car has 3 wheels.
yeah, and the entire plot is centered around selling toys.
Cars 8. This car goes underwater. It's an underwater car.
Yeah.
Oh, we just called it boats?
So
it's just boats. It's
This
just
car
boats.
flies. Oh wait, it's planes. Hold on.
My goodness. Yeah, and so when you can sense those ulterior motives, that really kills it for me. Also, just when you can sense that nobody involved with it, for me, it really boils down to an emotional stance. And if you can feel that the director, the writer, the actors, any of those people just didn't care about what they were doing, then it kills it and it becomes a bad movie.
Yeah, and there's plenty of horror films out there that you can watch and just tell that the actors are bored, and that makes me bored. Yeah, there's plenty of horror films on Netflix.
Horror is that genre that I think falls prey to this the most.
Absolutely.
There's so few like good horror films, and the rest is just absolute bullshit. It's a terrible genre for the most part.
And as we discussed last week, if you're cheesy and you're owning the cheesiness of it, I mean, you've seen The Blob, of course,
Right?
and it's just like,
Which I love.
yeah.
See, that's where I find myself saying that I have a higher tolerance, because I especially enjoy horror films, and I with watching so many, especially ones that most people would say are bad, I actually like them because I like The Blob, and I like those corny 50s and 60s ones. I just love those. Creature from the Black Lagoon, stuff like that. So
there's a bad movie and there's a bad movie.
yeah, some movies are bad in a bad way.
Yeah.
Some movies are bad in a great way. Look at The Room.
Or Sharknado.
Sharknado is, oh my god, I love that. I haven't seen the 5th one, but it was just on TV earlier.
I
really wanna
only
watch it.
watched the first two
I
with you
can't
guys.
believe there are 5 of those.
They make so much money. It takes so little
Is
money
it
to create.
5 called Oh Hell No or something?
That's I think it's like Revenge of the Fifth or something like that.
Oh no. Does he manage to pull a different body part out of a shark?
It's his dick.
Oh my god.
He pulls his dick out of a shark.
That's the other problem, is if you look at movies that have several sequels, they come up with an idea and they just go with it. Like Friday the 13th, it's an axe murder, well, a machete murder, whatever you want to call it, but it wasn't even that in the beginning, and then it went from there, and then there are 10 of them. Same with Freddy Krueger. He's a guy that haunts you in your dreams, and then there's 10 of them all of a sudden. I like all of
Or
them.
when-
But Sharknado, I mean, it's just one of those things. They come up with a concept and they go with it for
Same
dozens
formula
of films.
every time, yeah. Or when they stumble into a trilogy or something like that, and they follow the same formula. It's like, well, guess we're gonna have to travel back in time now and
Right.
undo everything that happened in the first film.
Yeah, that can kill a film for me. It can also make it a great series. It's
It's a toss-up.
Yeah, depends on the person, but
Hey Joel, we have time for a quick question. I've got a question for you guys.
yes, please.
This question comes from Bob on Facebook.
Hi, Bob.
Hi,
Hey,
Bob.
Bob, thanks for the question.
Hi, Bob.
What's a good baby steps, baby steps.
No, for those of you older than 40, if you say hi, Bob, you're supposed to take a shot. It comes from the Bob Newhart show. Anyway, moving on. Keep
I
going.
was quoting What About Bob? I'm
No,
sorry.
I know you were.
Baby steps to the door.
Dr. Leo Marvin.
Dr.
Leo
Marvin. I'd like a dog, a frog, a noodle, a poodle, a doodle.
Oh my dear Lord. Okay, please. What's the question?
Okay, this comes from Bob. Hi, Bob. Bob asks, what is your favorite movie or TV show set in Colorado?
Oh, should we do this on the count of 3?
What, film or TV?
Let's do TV.
TV.
TV? Okay. I've got mine.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Morgan
Stargate
Mindy.
issue 1.
Okay.
Ooh, different ones.
You guys want to? Okay, Michael, you said Community.
I said Community.
So-
it is a community college show based in Greendale, Colorado.
which
It's
is
a
not a
fantastic-
real city in Colorado.
No.
But I mean,
And they have a moment with a 21st birthday, and when they were flashing their IDs, I'm sitting there going, no, those are not Colorado driver's licenses.
they also talk about going to get some legal marijuana in Boulder, Colorado, and that was fun.
Yeah, that's right.
So Mork and Mindy, huh?
Mine was Mork and Mindy.
Nanu.
Great show.
Great show.
Rather.
Do you have a great shoe?
Yeah, we're actually on the anniversary. I think it was yesterday of the 3-year anniversary death of
Rest
Robin
in
Williams.
peace.
3 years already. Oh my gosh.
Look at that. That was my Robin Williams.
Can you do a little bit more?
I'm an alien. I was in an egg. Anyway, Mork and Mindy's great. It's set in Boulder, Colorado. When he died, the house that was the exterior in Mork and Mindy's actually in Boulder, and it was quite an attraction right after his death. And I went and checked it out, and it was pretty sad actually, but it was pretty cool to actually go there and see it. But you can drive by anytime you want. It's there. Look at that. That's my go-to Robin
pretty
Williams
good.
impression.
Good one. That's a solid one.
I think that's Seth MacFarlane's too.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, mine is not necessarily
He stole it.
based in Colorado. I mean, this doesn't take place a majority of the time in Colorado, but I mean, their base is literally in Colorado Springs in the show.
Yeah.
So
Even though everything was shot in Vancouver,
it was shot
except for the cutaways.
But I mean, the same thing happened with Community. Community wasn't shot in Denver,
It's true.
and Mork and Mindy wasn't shot in Denver for the most part.
No, I think it was just the exterior. They did that scene where he was a Broncos cheerleader, and I think that's actually one of the few things they actually shot in Colorado. So.
Right? Yeah.
Well, and if we were to discuss movies, The Shining.
The
was
Shining
not
for
shot
sure.
in Colorado.
The Shining was not. They talked about it. Some of the aerials in the beginning, I think, were, but other than that, I don't think.
It's amazing the things that make our state famous are just all lies.
Yeah.
it's mostly Stephen King and his just
And Dumb and
scary
Dumber.
face. And Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
Dumb and Dumber was shot at the Stanley Hotel.
I kind of expected the Rocky Mountains to be a
Or
bit
not the
rockier.
Stanley. Yeah, the Stanley.
Samsonite. Okay, that's all I got.
I was way off. Okay, so anyway.
Was Tom Hanks in that movie?
No, I wasn't doing an impression there. I was just...
So have we told you our goal to try to convince people that Tom Hanks played Batman in a film?
No.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember? Do you remember it now or no?
Vaguely.
So
Whose idea was this?
So it was a joke between, I believe, Carl mentioned it, and I've just kind of run with it since. But the whole idea is, you tell people, yeah, Tom Hanks played Batman in Batman Invincible.
Right.
So it went
Batman Eternity.
No. You have to. Okay, so it went Michael Keaton, right? Michael Keaton.
Batman.
It went Val Kilmer.
Batman Returns.
It
Batman Forever.
Right. It went George Clooney.
Batman and Robin. Right.
Tom Hanks. Christian Bale. And you
Bale.
have to just pass Tom Hanks. Just like
keep going.
just keep going.
And they go, wait, what?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Batman Invincible.
That's wonderful.
Can you?
However,
I
I'm
might-
going to
I
go
might
on
do
record
that.
as saying that I'm going to get so much crap for this. I already get so much crap for this, but my favorite Batman is Will Arnett.
Well, that's a good Batman.
He's wonderful.
Troy Baker is my favorite Batman. I also like Mark Hamill as the Joker. Mark Hamill's my Joker. But
yeah.
I was going to ask you, can you do me a quick Tom Hanks as Batman line?
I can. I'm gonna go see Michael Keaton's my favorite Batman. So I got to think of something from the. I'm trying to think of something from the Batman movie.
Wow, Catwoman.
Wow, you're a cat and you're a witch.
Catwoman. We got to go find the Joker. Alfred could make you a sandwich if you're hungry. I mean, it sounds like he could have done that. I think.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Oh man.
Well, and Bruce Wayne is always a little different than Batman, so his Batman could be more like, "Oh, Catwoman, I'm so gonna kill you now because you're a bad guy." You know.
That was so good.
Hey, thanks. I've never done Tom Hanks' Batman before.
While I stop crying, do you guys want to make a movie?
Let's make a movie.
We're going to be doing movie Mad Libs with a Tom Hanks Batman movie. So
and it's Tom Hanks Invincible. Or Batman Invincible.
Tom Hanks
Invincible. No, I like
starring Batman. Oh, wait.
I think it should be a Batman film called Tom Hanks. That is so good.
So, Batman Invincible,
starring Tom Hanks.
So we're gonna need some villains.
So you're gonna need some villains. Okay, so do we want to do the normal Batman villains? Do we want to go Joker? Do we want to go that route?
I think with the Lego Batman movie and how they listed out all the really terrible B-list villains, Calendar Man and the Condiment King, I think those should be the featured villains.
Calendar Man can be kind of creepy though.
Absolutely.
I kill on Easter sometimes, but then I kill on Christmas sometimes.
They apparently are. No, and that's actually a line in the Lego Batman movie.
But is it from
they're
the comic
all real?
Yeah.
These
are characters from the comics.
Oh, and the Condiment King, I remember. From one of
you get out of here?
From the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had him at one point.
Will you get out of here? Are you kidding me?
All right.
The Condiment King? Okay, because I was gonna say Riddler
Michael's
and Penguin.
walking out of here.
No, I was gonna say Riddler and Penguin just because I like both of those, and they've only been we don't see very much of those in the
That's
films.
true. Penguin hasn't been around since the Tim Burton days.
I don't know either one of those, and those sound like those could be winners to me.
Okay, so
Tom Hanks is going to be playing Batman. Anything can happen.
So if Tom Hanks is Batman, are we taking this as a comedy Batman movie like Adam West style, or is it like a serious Tom Hanks playing Batman?
We got to keep it real. I think
so. Tom Hanks is so good at the drama, and he's not bad at comedy by any stretch, of course, but I think he could really nail the Batman character.
So this is not like cheesy Adam West Batman movie. I don't think this should be a Christopher Nolan dark gritty reboot Batman movie. It should be, but it shouldn't be. It also shouldn't. It should be in between where that movie is and kind of realistic, and where the Val Kilmer, George Clooney movies are, where they're super goofy as well. It should be like a middle in between. Tom Hanks.
I think the way we would walk that line would be with having a very serious Batman with very ridiculous villains, because you've got some comedy peppered in there, but it's not coming from Batman.
Well, and that could go. That's easy to do with the Riddler, and also the two you mentioned that I had never heard of.
I think we should keep away from the Riddler. We should keep away from Joker. We should keep away from. Okay. I think the
Penguin's a safe bet as a leader
because in our original joke, this took place in between the Nolan films and the Bruckheimer films. So we could use the Penguin. Penguin's fine. Joker is so overused at this point. I would say Bane would be okay at this point too. I think Bane would be a good one to use.
Back. Yeah. Well, and thinking about the Penguin again, though, because of all the Gotham stuff, I don't know if he's overused.
Right.
I don't think so, but I also don't dislike having one villain. That's why I think the original first Batman movie was so great, because it was the Joker and that was it.
Right. I still liked the sequel.
Oh, I liked him as well.
It was weird.
What, the Two-Face Riddler?
No. This is Catwoman
Penguin.
Catwoman Penguin.
Which is not supposed to be viewed as a sequel, according to Tim Burton, by the way.
What?
It's not a sequel. It's just another thing, according to Tim Burton.
Well, Tim Burton's a weird dude.
Anyway,
he's doing Dumbo. Did you guys hear that?
No, I didn't.
It's Tim Burton doing the Dumbo movie.
Oh my word! But after Big Eyes, I could see it.
Like a live-action Dumbo?
Live-action Dumbo, starring Michael Keaton and
as Dumbo?
No,
as Batman.
It's Johnny Depp and Michael Keaton in this film.
Is Michael Keaton one of the crows?
No, I made that joke, but here's the problem. There's so much racism behind the Dumbo films and hiring an actor who's known for his bird-like acting capabilities, I think Michael Keaton may not have been the best choice.
Winged creatures.
His winged creature speciality in film, I don't think Michael Keaton was the best choice on that front. But, yeah, it's not... I really hope that they don't have Jim Crow in that movie again. It's terrible. Michael's laughing because it's such an awful thing that Disney's like, you know what? Let's make not the most racist. I think the second most racist characters in Disney films of all time.
The Crows and Dumbo?
The Crows and Dumbo. Second most racist is where I'm coming from.
What's the first most? Song of the South?
Zippity doo dah, my friend.
Yep.
Song of the South.
Which Whoopi Goldberg is pushing for Disney to release.
Good, because we need to stop this whitewashing. No better word can be said in that scenario, but
and they have promised to have an Asian cast for Mulan, supposedly.
But yeah, I think if they're going to be making Dumbo, they really need to understand that there was a lot of racism with that movie as well, and they need to
I'm
deal
thinking
with it.
though, if Tim Burton's going to make is it going to be totally different, like as in the way Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was more based on the book than the original movie?
I don't know.
Or
we'll have to see. Or I'm not going to see it because I really have no interest in seeing a Dumbo movie.
Hey.
Dumbo starring Johnny Depp.
It's literally Johnny Depp's face on an elephant.
Oh my gosh.
That's like nightmare fuel right there. All right, so we've digressed far enough. So what Batman villain have we chosen?
I'm good with going with the Penguin.
Let's do Penguin.
Penguin's great.
Let's see. Oh man.
So we've got some main characters to cast when it comes to Penguin.
We've got Tom Hanks as Batman. Do we have Catwoman in the story at all? Sure.
Yeah, let's say Selena Kyle is a character in the story. She's not Catwoman necessarily. There's an illusion for her to become Catwoman, or that she is, but that she's not.
Sure.
But she's not a cat, and she's not completely obsessed with cats like the Halle Berry.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
So who would be cast? Who would be cast as Penguin?
Penguin. I'm thinking it's got to be a big guy. Maybe that would be the most fitting.
John Goodman. No.
John Goodman came to my mind too. He's a little old now. Like he's older.
So is Tom Hanks. So
I guess that's true.
We could go a
about the same
Logan direction with this and have a bunch of old.
Well, they did that.
Versions of
they did.
this.
The story was the Batman versus Superman storyline that Frank Miller did. Frank Miller, it was Frank Miller, where he had old Superman versus old Batman, and that was the whole plot of that comic book.
That I would love.
That's pretty rad.
I would kill to see John Goodman play the Penguin.
I'm down with that. I'm down with saying
great.
John Goodwin.
He has such a
Batman.
non-squeaky voice.
Yeah.
Like you always picture a bird squawking when you hear the Penguin talk, or something very nasally, and he's nothing like that. So it's just you've got this.
That could work.
Hey,
Though.
Batman.
It would be an acting challenge for John Goodman. As far as Catwoman, if we want to go the older route,
Angela Lansbury.
well, not quite that old.
Sorry.
Is that going to be our running bit where Angela
She's
Lansbury is
1,000.
cast in everything we do?
Maybe.
Catwoman. Oh,
She's the
man.
Michael Caine to our Christopher Nolan.
Oh, Alfred. We got to get an Alfred too.
Oh yeah, we do.
So we need an actual, really old person, because if Batman's old, if
I
Batman's
don't
60,
know.
Alfred's
I don't
got
know.
to be
I
90
think-
or 100.
I think if we're going this route, there's probably a storyline in there that Alfred's gone.
Okay,
Yeah.
that
And-
could happen.
and,
we can have flashbacks though.
So here's no. I think this is a good plotline to have. I think where Batman's kind of alone at this point. Like Alfred's gone, Robin is now Nightwing, and he's off doing his own thing in Star City or whatever the.
Which Robin?
fuck
Are we
he's
talking
in.
Dick Grayson then?
We're talking sure. I don't know. Sure.
Dick Grayson was the first Robin, and then there was
Right.
another one.
Well, Dick
Yeah.
Grayson was killed at some point, right?
Not killed.
That's
just-
Damien. What Damien?
If we're talking the animated series, Dick Grayson was ultimately very traumatized by the Joker. And
Yeah, that's the
ended
one.
up killing the Joker. Yeah.
So I don't think whoever the Robin is in this storyline, I don't think that really matters. He's off doing his own thing in another city. So Batman is left to his own devices, and now he's kind of an old man, and it's Tom Hanks as Batman.
I was mistaken. That is not Dick Grayson. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was working it through in my mind. It was the other one.
Yeah.
Great. If we had an Alfred for flashbacks,
should it be a younger?
I would think it would be a different someone else playing Bruce Wayne, as in like the young version of Bruce Wayne.
No, we Tron this up and we CGI Tom Hanks. To
which
look
we can
like
do.
He's 20, or we just
can
pull
definitely
footage
happen.
from Big.
But
You just see Tom Hanks going like he does with the freaking cherry in Big. Yeah.
I'm going to be 30 years old for the rest of my life. Can we get Tim Curry? Get Tim Curry to be Alfred?
I mean, like Tim Curry now, because Tim Curry now is not doing too hot.
I know.
That's true.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
would
Like,
be
he's
so
old. He's
good
old.
for it,
Yeah,
though.
but I mean, like post-stroke, Tim Curry is not in a good place to do things.
I mean,
You saw a Rocky Horror Picture Show, right?
I did. What about Christopher Lloyd? He's hella old.
That would be
Christopher
awesome.
Lloyd? Yes. Ooh,
I dig that.
This is really interesting.
I'm just trying to think of old people.
It's like almost a miscast of Batman. Like everybody shouldn't be in these roles, but we force them into these roles, and it looks like it's going to turn out to be like a really interesting film.
Yeah.
That's different than any other Batman film has been before, and I dig this a lot.
What do you think about Catwoman?
Catwoman, I think Catwoman should be
or actually not Catwoman. You know,
Catwoman. I think it should be kind of that same age, actress-wise. I think it's kind of an older Catwoman.
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox is not the
she's not quite that
same
Not that
age.
old. She's not the same age as Tom Hanks, that's for sure. No.
I'm trying to think of actresses that Helen Mirren. No.
Jane Lynch.
Oh no.
I'm just thinking. I thought of her because she's like lengthy. You know.
Yeah. I
Like a
mean,
cat.
again, I could see this being
I don't know
a
what
thing.
made Jane Lynch come to my
Jane
mind.
Lynch. Wow. All these things that we would never visualize, and they're actually like fitting into place in my mind. But if we don't have to go with Jane Lynch,
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern, as
Laura-
in Jurassic Park.
Laura Dern has been in a lot lately, and she has that like still very like slender cat-like figure. She's in Twin Peaks right now, and I think Laura Dern would be a pretty good fit.
sounds good to me.
Or if you want to go on the basis of good chemistry on screen, we could get Meg Ryan to come in.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was going to
Ooh.
suggest Meg Ryan, and I thought
she would be
differently.
she would be a good Catwoman.
Oh, if we're talking about chemistry with Tom Hanks, Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt is also great.
Ooh.
I would say Helen Hunt over Laura Dern because they're very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Helen Hunt it is, I think.
So it's Helen Hunt and Tom Hanks back together again, and you know that chemistry kind of plays off screen but also on screen as well, and I dig that a lot.
This could work.
Yeah.
I think we should pitch it.
I think so. Wow.
Let's
knew?
call who's going to be directing this film.
Oh man.
Oof.
Well, it can't be Tim Burton. I mean, it could
Or
be,
Chris
but
Nolan. Certainly not Michael Bay.
Oof, no more Michael Bay. I saw like the end of Transformers earlier today, and I forgot how much everybody looked like Oompa Loompas in that film because of the color correction. Everybody had such like this weird like too many like Cheetos rubbing on your face color correction.
God.
It was gross.
we could just throw them all in a room and see what happens.
All right, I'm gonna spitball.
Fight to the death.
I'll spitball some directors for you. Steven Spielberg,
Not going that route.
Scorsese,
Uh,
Quentin Tarantino,
that's what I was gonna say, but I always say Quentin Tarantino. But I'm always up for
Peter
that.
Jackson, David Fincher, Woody Allen.
Okay,
I mean-
okay. This idea, this is crazy. We got the old Batmans.
I actually like
could-
this.
I could see a Woody Allen Batman film.
That gets a
starring
little bit
Tom
more comedic than where we're wanting to do this.
Definitely.
But this next one, I think, is probably the one.
Okay.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood is directed,
Hanks. Oh man.
and he could be Alfred.
Oh,
You
shit.
can put him in instead of Christopher
If you
Lloyd.
guys want to,
You like
I
the Christopher
can't.
Lloyd?
Or no, as Clint Eastwood as a director, I just
Oh,
can't.
okay.
You can do the Coen brothers, Ridley Scott,
Coen brothers. Hey.
Frank
What about the
Darabont.
Wachowski sisters?
They get a little too weird for Batman, I think.
There
It would
would
be
be
like-
too many bullet time shots.
No, there would be too many weird orgy scenes in the Batman film.
I've got it. How about M. Night?
James Cameron. James Cameron.
Okay.
All right.
James Cameron's always a good
It
choice.
depends on if. I just don't know of much comedy from him.
Well, that's where the actors have to bring it themselves.
Yeah.
Come on, Batman. I'm the Penguin.
Rob Reiner would be a good choice. He did Wolf of Wall Street
And
pretty
he
recently.
also
That
worked
was-
with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob Reiner, I could dig it. Yeah.
And now I'm getting into more comedic directors, but I think Rob Reiner. I think this is a Rob Reiner directed film starring Tom Hanks and John Goodman.
Meathead.
Batman Infinity coming 2000 never ever.
I thought it was
ever.
Invincible.
Tom Hanks Invincible
Tom
starring Batman.
Helen Hunt, Tom Hanks,
With
John
John
Goodman.
Goodman.
Christopher Lloyd.
This is an older cast. I dig this movie though. You can really play in the mortality of people and play that off as like part of the plot line.
And the understanding of the legacy and whether or not he's actually going to keep the Batman legacy going. Like, what is the actual crime rate in Gotham now? And
It's the future.
Batman Beyond.
I loved Batman Beyond.
It's really good.
It really is.
Would you go for a live action Batman Beyond movie though? I wouldn't be okay with that for this pitch.
No, for this particular one, I don't think that would be appropriate. But I could get behind a live action Batman Beyond film. I think the technology's there. We could make it happen.
Yeah. I think that's our movie, guys. What do you guys think?
Sounds good to me.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Print it.
Print it. It's been printed. It's been rolled. It's spooled. It is coming to a theater near you.
I need to get Rob Reiner on the phone.
Cool.
Do you know his
You have
phone? Do you know his phone number?
1-800
Rob
Rob
Reiner.
Reiner. 1-900 Meathead.
Oh, well, that is our podcast, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. If you guys have any questions that you'd like us to answer, you're very welcome to reply to me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is at Mr. Kelly. Joel, what is your Twitter handle?
I never check my Twitter. You can look at me on... I really don't.
Snapchat.
You can look at me on
Snapchat.
Snapchat or Facebook, but it's the same thing. If you look at me on Snapchat, I'm Joel Sephirin, which is JoelSephirin. I know that's hard to spell, but you can look at me on Instagram as well.
And if you ask me a question, you're gonna have to get it in right away because I only accept snail mail. So
He gets his information via telegraph nowadays. It's the only way to contact Michael. It's a monkey telegraph.
going
That was my best beeping. Sorry.
That was a terrible beeping
going
noise.
back to a simpler time.
That's yeah. Beeps normally go beep 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 beep.
Not
e. Okay, no more monkey sounds. This is
not
audio that people
2001.
have to listen to. If you have any questions, like I said, you can find us on Twitter. You can find Something Random on Facebook. You just look up Something Random Media. You can email us at info@somethingrandommedia.com. We've got some announcements that we're going to announce next week about our short film Tick. We will be announcing a final date of when it's going to be released,
Stay tuned.
which is going to be super exciting. And as always, guys, my name is Charles Kelly.
And my name is Michael Macbeth.
Joel Adam Chavez. Joel Adam Chavez.
And this is the Something Random podcast. Guys, have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week.